The unreality of John Cena's retirement. December 13th, 2025 is now officially the date marked when John Cena officially retired from WWE, from professional wrestling. And this sentence is still very unreal to me because even now, it's hard to digest that John Cena has retired from the WWE company. But that's how life goes. After John Cena's Saturday Night's Main Event retirement, some things happened that are going to impact WWE in a very major way in the future. And the glimpse of it, we got to know just after the Saturday Night's Main Event. So in this video, we are going to discuss many big things that happened after SNME and how a huge fan backlash, I would even call it an outrage, because these words fall short for the kind of reaction fans had after John Cena's retirement. Controversy 1. The lack of a speech and blaming Triple H. First of all, the thing fans talked about was that we didn't hear any speech from John Cena after his retirement. WWE just released a video package. We'll come to more frustrations, but for some basic things, like if John Cena had been given a chance to speak, perhaps fans would have connected more. They wanted to hear John Cena, but WWE didn't do that. And who books this? Who does all the blame fall on? The person who was running WWE at that time, whom we know as Triple H. So the frustration, or the anger, I would say, is not on WWE this time. They have found a face whose name is Triple H, and the fans' anger, again, anger is too small a word for this. Then there's the never give up attitude that we have seen throughout John Cena's WWE career. But in the match he had with Gunther, he lost, but not only did he lose, he tapped out. And this is where the comparison started between Triple H and Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was the person who gave John Cena the never give up gimmick and attitude. After that, we saw how never give up, which seems like a very basic phrase, became known all over the world, even by people who don't watch wrestling, who don't know John Cena's wrestling matches. They still know the phrase never give up and know that the person who says this is named John Cena and he wrestles in WWE. So John Cena losing is one thing, but he lost by tapping out in his final match. If Vince McMahon was in charge, would we have seen the finish of this match this way, with John Cena tapping out? Because there is a theory here that WWE could have done this. Even if John Cena was losing his last match, many people weren't in favor of him losing at all. Why the need to tap out? The message you've given to children for so long, how beautiful would it have been if John Cena hadn't tapped out and instead had just passed out in the sleeper hold? This was an alternative booking that would have still shown Gunther strong and John Cena wouldn't have had to tap out. People are saying that if Vince McMahon were here, the finish of John Cena's last match would absolutely not have been this way. Losing is different, but John Cena tapped out here. And what was even worse, and I didn't understand this thing either, or maybe it will take a little more time to understand, after the event when Triple H came out to meet John Cena, Triple H had a smile on his face. And based on my observation of human expressions, that expression was a reaction to the chants the crowd was making, and he gave a very big smile. That smile was not emotional. It was not a smile where Triple H was saying, "Oh, look, you're retiring." The meaning of that smile was that it came out in a sarcastic way because of how the crowd reacted. Personally, I felt that this was a disrespect to the WWE fans. What have we seen for some time now, when Vince McMahon was running the WWE company, that they don't listen to the fans? And my opinion on this remains very neutral. Sometimes they should listen, but it's not like you have to do everything exactly according to the fans. But I think Triple H and his creative team's decision to book John Cena's match this way was a clear indication that we will do what we planned in this match, no matter what the fans' reaction is. But now that we are a few hours ahead of that moment, these are the small things that are indicating a disregard for the fans' expressions, their emotions, and the values that fans have associated with John Cena's entire gimmick, character, and the wrestler himself for so long. This is something that truly hurts. fan outrage, and Triple H's defiant response. If all these things weren't enough, then came the post-show after Saturday Night Main Event. The way Triple H behaved there, you could literally call it spitting in the face of the fans. Maybe, look, I have to go to Royal Rumble next month, and I don't know how these things I'm saying will affect that, but to be honest, I don't care. I have always prioritized making my videos and speaking what I truly feel, so if anything happens, that's for later. But what were Triple H's reactions? I'll tell you. When the crowd started chanting at him, they were chanting "F you dub" and "We want Vince." And again, this is the USA crowd doing these chants. I wouldn't be surprised if these chants happened in the UK, but if the American crowd is chanting "We want Vince," then understand that you've done something that fans absolutely cannot digest or accept. There were also chants for LA Knight, AEW, and F you buddy. Literally, when Triple H came out in the post-show, I think he couldn't talk for as long as he wanted to. Then The Miz came out. I am speculating now, I don't know if this is true, but when the crowd started chanting F you dub, Triple H even replied. Usually such chants are ignored, but Triple H replied by puffing out his chest. It's one thing that the fans didn't like your decision, but the way you are reacting to the fans' chants is like, you do what you want and I will do what I want. And given the position Triple H is in, I don't think this is right for him in the long term. If someone like Brock Lesnar or Vince McMahon, whose character has been like that for years, I'll do what I want, did this, it would be different. But in Triple H's case, you cannot fit the same situation here. So Triple H's answer to this was that he was disappointed to hear those chants, not because they were saying it, but because they should have been louder. Now, what kind of reaction is this? If we look at this in a positive way, I think it could be seen that Triple H expected such a reaction, and so he's just saying, oh yeah, I know, John Cena tapped out, it was his last match, and I knew such a backlash was coming. Or if you look at it in a negative way, it was, shout whatever you want, I will do what I want. And people get angry seeing Triple H in this position because everyone knows that when Vince McMahon used to do anything crazy in his time, he was the product of his own making. He brought it up from the bottom. So whether he does good to it or bad, since it is his product, you can't say anything. He invented it. He is its creator. But now, that control is with Triple H, who you could say has started to command more in the last 10-15 years, and now it's fully with him. At this point, fans cannot digest this fact. Now, Gunther won this match, so the backlash should have come on Gunther, but fans understand that we cannot directly blame the person who is put in that spot. The blame should go to the one controlling everything. But if you think nothing happened to Gunther, you're wrong. People have gone mad. Their minds are shaken. People are very emotional, and you know what people do when they're emotional. Some videos and photos are coming out where people are literally running after Gunther's bus to catch him. I don't know the intent of the people here, but Gunther was taken out with heavy security. This reminds me a little bit of the Bret Hart and Michael Shawn thing, a Montreal screwjob, how there was a chaotic atmosphere at that time. So the atmosphere is something like that, and after this, the fans' sentiment is that for a year now, the things we are seeing in WWE are not to our liking. We are given very big promises, but they are never delivered upon, despite the potential. And I will agree that a few years ago in Vince McMahon's time, there was no potential. If there was no potential, what could you expect? Now it seems like the opportunity is there, the time is right, yet those things are not capitalized upon. In Hindi, you'd say they are not showcased in a way to make that moment memorable, and there are so many such moments in John Cena's farewell tour. After this, the fan sentiment is that we have already felt that WWE's booking is trash for so long. We don't understand WWE's style. We don't understand what Triple H does on the shows. And now, the way John Cena's last match was booked and his ending was booked, there was no speech, nor were the things there that the fans expected. And we are not talking about The Rock coming out here. We are just talking about John Cena's retirement moment and the way WWE booked it. Fans are not liking it at all. And then the fan sentiment, people are saying that John Cena's last match is not just John Cena's last, but it's my last too, because everything that was happening for so long was piling up. And now this, what happened in John Cena's farewell tour, in this last match, fans are completely rejecting it. They didn't get what they wanted to see. John Cena didn't win this match according to the fans' perspective. WWE made a mistake here by having John Cena tap out, and we didn't even get to hear a retirement speech from him. If I give my personal opinion on this, maybe this will change in a day or two as well, but for now, I feel like I expected